got overwhelmed because he didn't have BKB, he didn't have the right items. It was also because Tundra recognized that, hey, even if we lose one guy on the other side of the map, but we just keep pushing this side of the map, and they can't fight us, they don't have the right ingredients, we can still overthrow them. So I just think maybe Liquid should kind of think about that in regard how to just a little bit more adapt to Tundra's playstyle. But yeah, I think they are on the right path. It's just a little bit more specific stuff to adjust.
I mean, the lane push mechanics is definitely a big thing in this tournament. Whoever has the better lane pushing mechanics, they're usually come on top because it's like so easier to play the map. Since it's so big and you know, to deal with the waves, you actually like need to show the heroes. It means that you can make plays with these heroes, and if you have something like illusions or like creeps to make sure they're pushing for you, then your plays are very wide. And also, like, I mean, Liquid were playing Tundra in Alpha bracket before, not the same like motivation. Now it's gonna be a different story.
That's true. Different Liquid in the lower bracket.
Different parts of the maps. Wave pressure has been Tundra's sort of signature calling card, right? Push success, just the ability to be constantly pushing waves in different parts of the maps. That even if you have like a small advantage in the other team, it's very hard for you to actually push or capitalize it without either giving up on something in return. And I think we saw a bit of that, I would say, in the Liquid series, although it was more about, I guess, Liquid kind of making mistakes. This is a scary team that some of their high ground progressions as well. But I think that if there's a vulnerability for Liquid, that's what they've shown in this tournament. This is a scary team that will be able to play pretty good fast tempo out of lanes in a lot of matches, but sometimes in the mid game something goes wrong, there's a bit of lack of coordination or someone's not on the same page, and it leads to a trouble spot for them. And Tundra will happily take that, will happily spread the map out to make you be crisp and precise on those, and then get like some strange last pick hero to be able to take over the game. And this morph ban I think if there's one thing against Liquid or with Liquid in this tournament, you do not give them morphling, and you probably don't want to take it yourself.
Team Liquid decided to take their own approach to the bans in this series. It's probably because of the last series they playing against Tundra, and they were scared of the tiny pick from snaking. But I'm not really sure if it's better than just banning Visage out and not giving this AI comfort zone.
There was a big impact on who has
out the map.
last pick. Yesterday, what we saw in quite a few of the games, there was a big impact on who has overall last pick in the draft, who was second pick, and it was Tundra that had priority this time around. They did choose to go second pick. They got dire with it as well because Liquid chose Radiant.
But that means that cheese pick heroes. That's why they are abusing the second pick order so well. But I would think Liquid kind of already see that, because the way they ban their heroes, like Resolution said, banning the tiny, okay, understandable, snaking is doing very well with it, but is it worth the ban though? Because there's still a lot of heroes, like even Enchantress, Timber, all this, but we see that they have planned for this. They want the Timber because they know either the teams will have to take Morphling out, so there's no just strong way to counter this Timber from just the draft wise. So they're just gonna pick this Timber and go from there. But like Tundra, I'm pretty sure they have like a lot of heroes up their sleeves. They probably are thinking of, you know, like just abusing the Snapfire, because I think Snapfire is quite good against Timber in a way, but she has to be a core. She is good against Timber, like just in foundation wise from the spells, but she also has to scale and, you know, like pull out the GPK thing, just having so many datas and damage and just press third spell, pew, 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 and everyone just dies, right? But I would say Timber can kind of last from that because he is an armor hero, but still no one can really survive from this Snapfire late game, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they let the Ench through, because I think it's the best AI hero. And yeah, this is like the theme of this tournament, that people are from the first pick picking two cores, because on the 8th you actually can like have to pick a core because you have like such an easy time preparing the bans for him, and you already see the lane, right? You see the Doom. There's gonna be probably another hero from snaking going up there, but Bloodseeker is already good against Doom as a matchup.
Yeah. I bet they were debating whether they might still have wanted the Undying as they normally do. But they had to be core, as you said. We're gonna see Team Liquid trying to protect their picks with some of the bans. Same thing goes for Tundra.
And there's enough supports left in this pool, these Pugnas, Undying, and Skyrats, stuff like that, that maybe they didn't feel too urgently need to pick it up quickly. And also, like, I think on first pick, because you're playing against second pick that has these counters late in the draft, like you can first take these either more flexible cores or cores that you're not worried about getting countered in the lane, and then try to construct stronger lanes with them and build your draft around that. So it does make sense for them.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Doom pickup as well, because in the first phase, the Medusa and Morphling are banned, and I think those two are like the best Doom counters in the game. So he's gonna lane against Bloodseeker, but it's not as scary as it was like with the others.
I quite like this Bloodseeker pickup actually, because if you think about all the first phase, right, when you take two heroes and you don't take them together, especially at the 8 slot, you kind of have to pick a hero that can solve the problems of your first hero. So Timber, he kind of don't want to lane all these magic heroes, or like don't want to play against so many magical heroes. But Bloodseeker is kind of the counter towards magical heroes, because you can have this blood ratio and you can't just, you know, like keep channeling your spells. You can just walk in and, you know, like try and kill this Timber. It's a really good hero in terms of that. And with the Rupture as well, I think it just makes the other team need to pick someone to just stand there and hit. But that's exactly what Timber wants. He wants you to stand there and hit, and he just, you know, like use his chakra and abuse you, and, you know, like just dish out all damage on your hero. And that's how I feel these two heroes complement each other. But they can get kind of wonky in a way where, so let's say these two heroes in the late game, they don't want to play alone. They want the team to play around them. Timber needs lockdown, Bloodseeker needs someone to go in. So they might be suffering the same issue that they had before against Tundra, which is like the wave issue. Sure, Timber can cut the waves, but if you can see Timber on one side of the map, and you can already know that it's not on the other side, let's go the other side and take all the resources over there. So yeah, I'm not sure how Liquid is going to tackle that part of the game.
Well, they'll try to do so with Iron Lash.
Oh, that's a different story. I like this one. I like this one. Just stealing the stretch from gaming. I don't think they ever played IO in this tournament ever, right?
Correct.
I think so.
Just something very new.
This is something that I think Gameon was running first phase at the start of the tournament, then it kind of got dropped to second phase. We saw Aster and some other teams run it. I think the thing that stands out to me about the Liquid draft right now is they have an absolute ton of sustain. And on the side of Tundra, if you either are counting on like sort of burst or things that end the fight early, so for instance like a Doom or something, right? You want to Doom someone and basically go in on that target and help that take the fight. Playing against a lineup that has these layers of sustain and save can create like a very scary early game timing here, where they're just kind of running at you together and you can't kill any of them. So that's something to look out for here. And if you look at the things that they ban, you know, for instance like a Void, things like that can hold down certain heroes in place and stop them so you can kill them. I think that kind of sets up for what they're planning to do here with the draft.
Yeah, I mean, I think Liquid side they're going for some boxy active hero. I don't know whether it's gonna be Insania, IO, or boxy. I'd rather prefer it to be Insania here, just to stay with the Bloodseeker on the lane and have that insane sustain. And for Timber, like they need a lane partner. It's either gonna be active hero like a Scarlet Mage, or I mean, they need some setup, to be honest. They don't have a really good setup on their lineup right now. It's either gonna be like Disruptor, or
just get a Mirana out there. Box doesn't need a stun to land arrows. Easy.
Ursa is a pretty big here. I know people are not rating Ursa right now because you know, the nerf of the Battle Fury. Now it's way harder to get to the ring, and just like not very solid hero, because you spend so much time on the region and gold on the region on the lane. But it's a very good pick in this game. There's nothing to stop him really. Like, he's a perfect matchup against Bloodseeker. You don't really care about his Rapture. You kind of have a pressure on Timbersaw as well. Like, you have a kill potential on him at all times.
Yeah, and I assume this Enchantress is going to go with the Ursa, right? So they just have to take out supports that can make this Ursa feel very difficult to lane, and they'll be fine, because when you pick Ayo, it's very easy in the sense that he's not a hero that can harass you in the lane as much. He needs the core to be able to do that, but Timber kind of don't want to push the lane, and like Rezo mentioned, it'll be better for the Ayo to just go with Berserker and sustain against the Doom lane. So I think it's just not enough for pressuring this Ursa, and on top of that there's already Enchantress, you know, like just making the lane hard, making jungle like impossible to cross. I am still a Team Liquid fan here though, especially when they pick this Lash. I love Lash, I'm a sim for Lash, but I will change 180 if Tundra just picks this Winter Weapon mid. Come on, 9 please. I've been waiting for the entire tournament and he hasn't pulled this hero out. Come on, please.
I like this suggestion. It's a good one.
You have asked for that
Is
before.
amazing as hell, right?
Yeah, it also helps like stall out the game a little bit, right? Plus you deal with like the heal and sustain. I'd also like this Ursa pick because now with the IO Lesh you see the lane, so you know you're getting a good lane against Timbersaw. You talked about the Bloodseeker as a hero that doesn't like to fight things that don't mind standing there and just going toe to toe. Obviously Ursa fits that description. And then I think for Liquid's draft, they'll probably just finish off with some additional disable, perhaps like you mentioned the Snapfire or something like that before. It gives them a little bit of lockdown that also has like a save component. But for Tundra, yeah, like I mean, Wyvern looks
I
solid.
wouldn't be surprised to see even Tusker here on the spot. There's something that they were doing so much on TI, but after that, not really.
Yeah, I
But they
think we
need
have
some
only
active
seen it
here,
once
right?
this major, right?
Tusker?
Once. Tusk on Boxy once.
No, the Tundra mid Tusk.
Oh, mid Tusk. Oh, we
Yeah.
have not seen that one yet.
They need some active hero. And,
10 seconds
Tusk is
remaining.
really good against Leshrac, I think. You have that burst
5
potential.
seconds
Tusk was
remaining.
considered a Lesh counter for a while, right?
Yeah.
You're just able to snowball in,
Yeah,
blow him
yeah,
up.
yeah.
But the danger with that is if you do that and like let's say you mess up once or twice, you don't get the kill, like they out sustain you and then you're in deep trouble. So.
Yeah.
You want to know the wildest mid when you're dealing with IO Lesh?
Tell
Bunch
us.
of Decoration.
Oh.
I don't mind it here because we can see Liquid's draft is all about, you know,
10
lifesteal
seconds
sustain.
remaining.
It's not too bad, but it's because they picked this
Sniper.
Ursa. I think they
5
need the mid
seconds
hero to
remaining.
be kind of covering a lot of area,
Mhm.
which is like wave
Yeah.
clearing or like, you know, just
It's
having
just
some-
wishful thinking. Don't.
yeah, I know, but I like that idea honestly. I pick the AA if I see so many heals from the other side. But I mean, let's not put this kind of pressure on our team to deal with everything else, right? 'Cause
True.
especially Win Major is also kind of
You may now
Oh my
select
God.
your heroes.
What do you think about Sniper?
Roman, you were calling it.
I mean, I just saw him hovering over the sniper back
Oh,
on
I
the screen.
see.
That's why
I see.
I call it. I mean, I'd much rather prefer them having some active hero from the mid lane that, you know, like Wyvern or Tusk that could set up kills potentially for them. But with the sniper, they kind of like super greedy. But at the same time, I understand the logic behind it because they have like super active support, so they can actually rotate to the mid lane and, you know, pressure this Leshrac super hard, and they can actually win this 3v3 super easily because Liquid lineup is not really like particularly good against that.
yeah.
I don't know. I just like Tundra lineup way more in this game.
Yeah. Tundra has got a decent lineup, so does Team Liquid, but there's only one way to find out who actually comes out ahead, and it's not our theory crafting, it's the game actually being played, and that's why we are heading over to Cap and SVG.
Welcome everyone to the lower bracket finals of the Bali Major. Tundra versus Team Liquid. A redemption arc for Liquid or a chance for Tundra to secure a spot in the grand finals and show that AUI 2000 certainly hasn't lost a beat, man. This has been an impressive run by them so far.
It's been a weird run, a very impressive one as well. It's not often you go into the lower bracket, go back into the upper bracket, then go back into the lower bracket, and then
That's
try
true,
and make
that's
it
true.
back into the upper bracket at the final end of the day. So, I mean, they're all over the place, but they definitely made it work. They're looking pretty solid considering the circumstances, and yeah, top 3, not bad at all. Chance for top 2. If they can
Prepare for battle.
defeat an old foe in Liquid here, pull the upset. I feel like it would be an upset just because of how dominant Liquid's been, and they haven't lost a lower bracket match yet this year.
That's true. They've just been kind of cruising through lower brackets since Tundra set them down here. And they're going to do it. They're going to try and beat Liquid with a hero that hasn't been picked up super often at this tournament. Not really seen a ton in this meta, but was picked up in game 1 and the last time they met in the upper bracket by Team Liquid. Mickey played the sniper, and it was a 52-minute game, and Liquid did end up losing that. Now Tundra are going to turn that sniper back around on Liquid and see if they can beat him with it.
That was the sniper versus Enigma game you're talking about? Or
Yeah.
was that the other one? That sniper did not impress me. I don't know. The damage felt like it just fell the hell off. I think there's a pool of agi carries in the meta right now where if you don't scale, at least with one item ahead of the enemy, you feel like you don't do enough damage. I don't know if it's a universal stat thing or whatever. I think Sniper falls in that category. Sometimes you're like 5-slotted and I mean, the pew-pews are nothing. They don't do anything. So hopefully that's not the case here. I also kind of want this 9 Sniper to be more active, some better item build in terms of being able to join the early fights and skirmishes and not just play Omega greedy.
Yeah, I mean, there is a difference between these two snipers positioning-wise, right? The 1 versus a 2 position. And while, you know, you can be a mid laner and be a hard carry, that is possible, but it's not really favored in the meta right now. And also, he's just got other heroes to scale for him. He doesn't have to be the be-all, end-all of late-game damage like I think Mickey kind of had to be. Here, he's got an Ursa who will just carry late game just perfectly fine.
And Enchantress.
That is true.
And a Rubik who can steal Rupture or Leshrac Stun or Chakram. There's really good Rubik spells for Snake King to pull out this game. So there's some decent scale behind the Sniper. I still think 9's itemization is going to be really important to Tundra and how they play around him. And if you're Liquid, you're trying to just kind of snowball this game with a very gaming-oriented lineup in the IO Lesh plus like a Bloodseeker Timber, independent side laners with 2 supports who can also go and play through the mid hero here in Nisha and just snowball through the Disco Pony. I like both drafts, honestly. I think I would actually lean towards Liquids a bit more because I think the little ganks and the synergy is a bit higher. They have a crap ton of damage between the 3 cores. IO to help the heroes run in it, and then Wind Rangers is there to give them the stun. This Wind Ranger Timber combo is a very strong combination, not just the lane, but in the game. It's the combo that OG ran at Stockholm, and there's a reason it works. It's like Timber Shaker. Just long range, instant stun that can set up all this damage that gets pumped in. Tends to be a good setup for winning Dota games.
And a hero that is able to have an impact in the lane while also not like always sitting there soaking the experience, which I think is sometimes nice for a Timbersaw to get that fast, you know, level 2, 3 area.
And it can battle the Enchantress. So if you're not going to stay on the lane and you want to fight the support on the side or deal with camps, Wind Ranger can do okay in the early waves. Bit rough later on when you get Windrun dispelled and that type of shenanigans. For the early game, though, I think Zai should be happy in this Ursa matchup, which can sometimes be difficult later on. Though it's the new Timbersaw, and it's the new Ursa. Maybe that's a bigger factor. This hero is 1-3 at this tournament. He's only won a single game.
And by that, you mean the Ursa?
Yes. And
We've seen plenty more Timbersaw than that.
It was Gaiman who got the dub with the Ursa, too, so that, I don't even know if that counts.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm not going to count it. Basically, this hero hasn't won a real game.
So this will kind of put it to the test. Why is the Ursa so bad right now?
His laning's really weak. His level 1 and 2 are basically useless. Clap got nerfed and damaged. It's a very expensive spell for what it does. He gives some stick charges away as well whenever he goes in on you. He doesn't buy a cheap regen item early, so his staying power in the lane can sometimes be very lackluster. And then his scale's still there, kind of, but it's also dependent on getting Roshans. And there's a lot of fast lineups that can contest the early Roshans away from the Ursa. We've seen the same thing with the TA. Like these Aura lineups with Beast or Lycan, sometimes just get in there 15 minutes. I think that also hurts him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty sad affair when your level 1 is a lot weaker and Timbersaw is able to battle back against you, right-click against right-click, without reactive armor, which is what Zai has been able to do in a lot of these little skirmishes so far.
It's the future.
Let's talk about our other lane here, the safe lane for Team Liquid. We've got the IO Bloodseeker in a matchup against Rubik Doom, which it also seems like they are battling quite a bit. Insani is going to be able to get the Lotus, though, a big win for an IO lineup.
That is a very valuable Lotus here, and this is a strong lane as well. This goes back to the European DPCs, kind of bringing out some forgotten technology with this IO Bloodseeker that was just running people over through lanes because the Thirst gets powered up, you amp it even more. I mean, Mickey is already running around 550 MS here, and you don't even have that low of heroes. You have some half HP ones still. Level 2 Thirst already online. This is a hard lane for 33 to go up in. He doesn't have a really good neutral creep to use either. I think he's just dead.
Yeah, they're probably going to run him down here. Snake King can do what he can to stall it, but frankly, they have far too much movement speed. Meanwhile, the battle in the mid lane looks like 9 is going to die, and they actually get first blood before Mickey can get it. Mickey tips Nisha as a result.
That is a tough kill to get. This is not an easy Leshrac matchup. Maybe easier you don't go Shrapnel now. Still, it is hard to gap close, find the stun connection. He's going to lose a lot of regen here, too. If he gets both water runes, maybe he's happy.
Yeah, that's would be ideal, but I think 9 is already back into play and is able to threaten him off of that one, so.
I'm surprised Nisha found that. That's a lot of extra XP. He's going to go heal. So, not going to heal. He's going to stay around. Still a very tough lane. 9 denies already on 9. He was winning the CS battle pretty hard.
Yeah. But Nisha just taking into him in the harass war, ends up getting a kill and probably helping the bottom lane get their kill in the first place because the sniper was so low for so long.
Liquid pulling ahead in these lanes, especially with this Bloodseeker still powered up. Just no answer to this lane between the Rubik and the Doom. They are not good at dealing with the regen sustain from the IO. This is a decent IO lane. I think we've had a lot of people talk about this hero not being strong on lanes, having issues getting through the early game. This is one of those lanes where I actually think he does fine because there's not a huge amount of burst coming out from the Doom Rubik, especially with Devour being skilled, not Infernal Blade, and the Bloodseeker is self-sustaining. So he can just frontline for the IO in the lane, you continuously heal up, extra move speed, you can fight out the attacks.
Power shot not quite enough. The Timber Chain just a little bit shy, but AUI has nowhere he can really run to. Timbersaw a bit faster, and with a low health Enchantress, Mickey and Insania immediately pounce on the bottom lane. Go for a second kill, both supports on Tundra dying.
Tundra at this point just telling people to stop getting low. It's killing all 3 lanes here simultaneously.
Yeah, but how do you do that against Wind Ranger Timbersaw? That's a, you're right, this duo does have like a lot of just constant harassment and kill power.
And that's the nice thing about Liquid's draft for the Bloodseeker. It's all damage. I don't think Vicky is going to have issues leveling up the Thirst here and getting into these fights with an IO Lesh and a Timbersaw. Even Wind Ranger can bring some heroes down pretty fast.
And, you know, I think if you're a Liquid fan, it is good to see Mickey have a good start in the first place because, Nisha had a bit of trouble here. Snaking, toss him back with the telekinesis. He's going to turn around with the IO. Disaster for Tundra as 9 is going to die right next to Snaking. An attempted gank on the Leshrac goes wrong. Nisha turns around and gets a double.
Nowhere close to the damage to take down this Lesh with an IO who can always TP in. 6 Shackle by Boxy, and the Max Lightning pays off for Nisha as he gets the final proc onto that sniper. This lane has just not worked out, though I don't know if it's done better than the other 2 lanes here for Tundra. Somehow Skeeter is doing the best on what I would have thought would have been the weakest laner here.
Yeah.
Maybe AUI giving up a death created some space. But it's looking like a rough sniper early game. And this is generally not a hero you want to fall behind, particularly when you last pick him into a known matchup that's favorable with a gank option with the Enchantress.
That is pretty brutal. Nice shackle shot, gets more damage onto Skeeter. Level 5, so he doesn't have the enrage, so he might just die here. Skeeter's going to have to pull out some jukes underneath the tower. Needs TP rotations. They're going to come in now. Snaking shows up, tries to stall out the Timbersaw, and Zai gets low enough he can't really chase.
Yeah, Phase Boots doing some work here. Still had a salve up, so he's going to come back into this fight. Look for Boxy, they get the Purge, and that's a guaranteed kill. Nice turnaround from Skeeter, making some magic happen for Tundra early game, and they need it. As 33 is back to wave pulling shenanigans. He's trapped himself.
He trapped himself, and now he's going to die.
What's this?
To Nisha showing up. They actually glyph for it to make sure 33 can't actually get any CS. What a weird set of circumstances.
What was he trying to do?
I
don't
zero
even
clue.
I don't even understand. Why is he pulling him down there, getting trapped? Is he just too next level for himself? He out-nerded himself or what?
I thought for a second he was just pulling him back and then TPing. I thought he was going to like double up the wave or something, but
I just don't know why he would. Whatever. I mean, that's just a bizarre play. Somebody smarter than me should have an explanation. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's just the pressure of this early game adding up. I agree. I think he just wanted to stack the waves. It's unnecessary to trap himself. Sai in a little trouble.
Catching him again, Timber Chain. Oh, barely gets away. Snaking a little bit early. Oh, the lightning got him from the Harpy. Well played, AUI 2000.
That barely did enough damage. That is so close with the reductions. Like 5 extra.
A much needed kill for Tundra. They now have 2 on the board as they were falling behind in this laning phase, but beginning to cut down some of the losses here.
That was also the Harpy Night Vision, right?
50, 60. Dude, how much does this lightning do? He had 81 health.
I mean, it does 140. It dealt 99 post-reduction. So that was pretty damn close. I also don't think they get that if it doesn't have the Night Vision there.
Oh, that's also
give
true.
the range. Very heads up play. It'll skew this lane back in the favor of the Ursa, and if you're going to pick a hero on Tundra to have a good game in scale, it's probably the Ursa here. I mean, you wish Sniper had a better early game. It's just going to have to be Skeeter that carries the brunt of the damage, especially going late here. He has to cut through the Timber, he has to man-fight the Bloodseeker, he has to deal with the Leshrac when you go in with presumably a Basher later on. You really want a big Ursa this game. You want to get some Ancient stacks up for him, so when the Battle Fury hits, it hits as hard as possible. And that means keeping your tier 1s up and keeping some map control here if you're Tundra. Probably another defensive-oriented game from them that we've seen most of the tournament. That is, in theory, where the Sniper shines. Like, if you're going to try and dive or pressure these towers with the IO Lesh, and Sniper is there waiting, that's a good fight for 9. You cannot throw those types of engagements Tundra's way, give them a lot of gold back. And Nisha went for the Yules. So
rotation coming through. Too many heroes, though, perhaps for them to deal with. Mickey shows up with a Rupture through the portal. They do have the relocate that's going to be coming through, and Zai is going to survive as a result. They'll easily pick apart Skeeter, who gets tossed into the air by the Yules. 9 keeping Liquid back from being able to get more kills. But Tundra just a little bit outnumbered here as more rotations. Insania went back from the relocation, but TP's in so we can rejoin Nisha to help run down more heroes. They're going to get after Snake King, slow him down with the Chakram, and an easy pickup for Zai.
You have to think about the sustain coming out here. You get caught in these long, drawn-out fights where Liquid can re-engage, and they found
got the Yules on him. 9 unable to TP away. Maybe should have hidden deeper into the trees.
This Yules has already paid off.
Oh, yeah.
2 big pickoffs. It's going to be great versus the Ursa for most of the game. An extra stun that Liquid can really take advantage of because their lineup wants them. And it's kind of interesting that we're seeing the comeback of this Leshrac Yules build that was gone for so long in the meta. It felt like maybe 4 years it's been out. And then all of a sudden, we see like Dark Mago playing Yules Blink. Looks pretty good, and now it's back.
Now, I assume he's not going to go Blink just because he's with an IO? Do you think he's just going to go back for like the Bloodstone build?
Yeah, I don't think he has to go Blink here. I don't think it's necessary. I think Liquid are just going to play to run a Tundra. They don't need to jump on any crazy backline here. You could think, it is an interesting idea, though. Do you go the Blink or do you go the Bloodstone? Because the other thing is the Bloodstone build, a lot of times you went Bloodstone into like Blink Hex. Blink was a part of that build in a lot of those situations anyway.
Yeah.
So I could see Nisha considering it here, or maybe the order, maybe you get the Bloodstone first into the Blink, and then you're just a absolute beast, right? You can always disassemble the Arcane Boots. Looks like he is running the Mask out, so it will be Bloodstone first, and I think this is very logical when you have the IO to just buff it up. You're still running this IO Lesh. He's incredibly farmed. He's had stacks here, 120 CS at the 12-minute mark, and he'll take a Golem to boot. Golem Rune is a haste bottom. That is very nice for Tundra, as if that rune went into the pony's pocket.
Oh, jeez.
That is a rough team fight.
A hasted Leshrac IO running at you. There's no way you stop that.
And the towers are going to start falling here if you're not ready to fight behind your sniper. I don't think Tundra are. They don't even have a core item. I mean, they have Midas on 33, but you're still looking for Battle Fury for Skeeter. You're still looking for a 4-stat first for 9. Just feels terrible on the map.
Heavy rotations here for a simple Rubik pick off. They use Rupture and they use Relocate for it.
Are we already in Tundra rat mode? I feel like we are.
Might be, yeah.
I think the Centaur pulling top wave tells me at 12 minutes we're already in let's stall the game and go late, guys. Surely it's not that bad. Maybe it is that bad. I don't know.
They're not that down in net worth, but it does feel like just the pace of the game that Tundra's not really able to fight back. They still, like, they have too many heroes that need to scale, like you said. Like, there's a healthy amount of net worth on kind of like a dead item in Hand of Midas. And the Ursa can't really fight this lineup. There's way too many kiting capabilities here.
I guess it's just pull waves. Double wave gets pulled. Triple wave, actually, by AUI. 9's like, oh, man. I got a quad wave mid? Dang. If only I was Alchemist. And Liquid see this.
Work.
Look at her like, time to push the tower, guys. We have a quad wave.
Shackle Shot goes out. Force Staff gets him away, out of range of any trees. Zai pushed back underneath the tier 2, and Doom actually showing up, immediately getting stunned, but he does manage to get off his ult onto the Leshrac. Now they're going to try and slow him down with a Chakram. Skeeter getting on top of it. Nisha, Leshrac as well. So much attention, but Zai, he slows him down enough gives up part of his own life to make sure that
What a shackle.
survives. And a beautiful shackle shot, locking down Snaking and Nine. Nine's gonna be run down. Mickey is just cleaning up house right now. Skeeter even, long timber chain, perfectly placed by Zai, that catches up to Skeeter, and that's going to be a team wipe, 5-0 to the favor of Liquid.
This lineup's just way too fast for Tundra. That is a fight they need to win to maintain control of the map.
Gonna take the Wisdom Rune too. Dirty.
10 on the IO with Mech. Insania has done work in these early fights, and it's just a near perfect game for Liquid so far. There's not the early damage to fight back. This sniper pick has not done its job, which was to slow down the Leshrac and provide a hero Tundra could take these tier 1 defensive fights around. These shrapnels and ult are not doing enough into the healing that's already out from Liquid here.
I think they maybe would have had enough, but Nisha got off the Yules right before he got doomed. So he stalled up Skeeter for a solid amount of time.
That's the issue. The Ursa, his early game impact is not where this hero shines. And it goes to the draft that Tundra proposed here. What is the early game, right? I feel like all 3 cores need a lot, especially if the sniper does not win his lane and go some early diffusal or mage slayer or whatever it is.
Yeah, and we've seen, you know, this Liquid squad is comfortable with trying some timing-based lineups, right?
100%. They run the Lone Druid a lot. I think that's their best version of it. But they'll do the Lycan, they'll do the Beast. It's a lot of times through Zai on a summons hero. IO Lesh is another way you can just up the pace. Bloodstone already done, Arcane Rune on top of it. And you have this mech to back you up. Nisha feels immortal. And he just took a tier 2 at 15 minutes. This game is already out of control, 10k gold lead. And what is your short-term answer?
Well, we're gonna have to reach deep into AUI's bag of tricks here to stall this game out.
I don't know if he has the wave pulling capability to stall this one. The thing is, the IO reload is also really good versus these shenanigans, because you can just run Boxy somewhere, shackle somebody into a relocate, they're dead. Yeah. You don't even lose map control. So I don't even know if you can rat this game out too easily.
Maybe part of the reason that Liquid opted for this IO pick. And the pairing that is going to get the kill on Snaking. So more and more pickoffs, the map getting incredibly small for Tundra now. Relocate on the other side off of the Rupture. They can't go anywhere. They have to turn and fight. Hope to get a kill on at least Mickey, but it's just not going to happen. Mickey heals up off the Doom kill. More rotations from Skeeter and Nine. They're going for Nisha here. The Bloodstone.
Yeah, no
they may not be able to fight through this one. The self-fuels gives them some time. Skeeter activates the Enrage and rips through Nisha. Finally, a kill going the way of Tundra, but again, it's a lost team fight. And Mickey, he's going to try and run down some heroes here. Not pushing him back time and time again. Mickey, it's going to be close call, but he gets the kill just before Snaking can stop him. The telekinesis does nothing, and he gets a shackle, which Mickey will clean up now. The Rubicon, and now with an ultra kill, he's looking to get the Rampage. He's going to run down Skeeter, and it's going to be a Rampage for Mickey.
17 minutes, just way too early for you to be giving this to a Bloodseeker here. Atos pays off in that fight. And damn, does this Insania IO look good. He just keeps his cores alive for so damn long. The triple sustain also helps here. Gale Force picked up by Boxy, blocking Tundra in a cage they do not want to be in. This lineup has just come completely online. Sure, you find a Leshrac there. What does it do for you? It gets you to an Ursa Battle Fury? I don't think you're going to have space to farm in this game anymore.
No.
Hey, where'd I go?
It was a big kill streak. Not as big as what Mickey got out of that, getting all 5, and the blink is now up on Nisha, so you're Doom on cooldown, time to fight.
Nisha respecting Tundra a little bit more. I don't think he wants to die a second time. Sure, that last death led to Mickey getting a Rampage, but don't want to give away too many more of these kills. We have the Octarine done for the Doom, a full-out Gleipnir for the Bloodseekers, who even more catch to lead into that relocate. And I think, did AUI pick up the early shard? Did he buy it for himself?
No.
Oh, okay, he just has skeletons, I see.
Yeah, he's just a beast. We'll get these skelly boys behind a tier 2. So the creep cutting has truly commenced now. How much do Liquid want to respond to it? Again, I don't think they have to commit much. I think Boxy can just be the catch here.
Spotted him with the Blood Right into the Gleipnir. Rotation behind, 33. With his Midas coming off cooldown. Die for 40 seconds.
This super fast Gleipnir is going to do work because you're not going to have Dispels up for a long time on Tundra. just going to lock them in a blood right. Again, the itemization from Liquid makes a lot of sense here. They're building the sustain for their cores to go and burst the damage Tundra have, and then they're building the lockdown between the Yules and the early Gleipnir, plus the Gale Force.
Yeah, I was about to say, you lock them down with the Gleipnir, and they're getting pushed back by the Gale Force. That kind of relocating is going to feel real bad for Tundra, who are already struggling to get away from Team Liquid, as it looks like 9 is going to be caught now. Shackle shot. And he already used his Hurricane Pike, so nowhere for him to escape to. 25-3. Team Liquid putting on a clinic in this game 1.
I'm surprised the networks don't look worse for Tundra. I guess it's just Midas, Devour, Doom.
Yeah, it is.
Like Battle Fury Ursa, who got that big streak on the Leshrac. It's just nowhere to go. You're going to keep beating here. And again, I think the pickoff and the catch is way more reliable this game for Liquid than in a lot of those Tundra games where they stalled it out. I don't see them getting as much net worth out of the map in this one as they did in some of the previous matches. And I think Liquid can also go high ground if they want. They have the sustain to do it. You get an Aegis in this game. Not much preventing you just walking those track up the high ground, starting to edict your buildings.
Yeah, and then since they can push so quickly, they only need one way to do some serious damage, which is important when AUI is constantly cutting your creep waves like this.
He's cutting. Warpine Raider, Skeletons, he's killing your side camps, even snaking, finding a little farm. This team will inch out everything they can, try and give themselves a chance in this game. I guess that chance is once again going to come down to the Tundra high ground defense. How good is it? You have a sniper. I guess that's worth something here, worth mentioning.
Then you got the pure damage sniper in AUI 2000's Enchantress.
Sure, some long range poke. Rubik, if you ever get a shard and you steal a Shrek stun, you can turn the Split Earth against him.
That's true.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This is a game where if Liquid do go higher and they throw that fight and the Ursa sniper clean up big core kills with streaks, this game does get a little murky, because I do think the Ursa scales pretty damn well. Like at some point he can start beating on these cores. You don't have a great response. Nobody directly man fights him. It's just through the net worth boosting the EHP up high enough that he's not a threat. Throw a lot of that away. Okay, AUI is no longer on the map.
Yeah, trying to go for a Wisdom Rune steal. Not going to happen. And this is where you start really getting a bit of a windfall in net worth for Team Liquid. They're going to take the final tier 2s, then they're going to take both Tormentors.
Well, that's a good shard.
Yeah.
This IO shard is not one you want to buy, though it is one you're very happy to get with the IO Lesh for the bonus spell amp and spell lifesteal. Just super nice value here.
And next up is Roshan.
Why not? Put an Aegis on Anisha here and go high ground. You could even give it to Mika if he's confident enough to siege himself. Depends what Liquid want to do here. Tundra know this is happening. Do they not know? They're just looking to smoke out, maybe get some vision.
Yeah, I think AUI just wants to get into a position where he can cut some more waves, honestly.
Yeah, why not? I don't think there's anything else to do in this game. You're not fighting, and Liquid are not splitting up.
Snake King, his smoke breaks in an unfortunate situation. Right as Liquid are pushing out of the Roshan pit to barrel down the bottom lane, they will not have a creep wave with them, so they're going to have to loop over to the mid lane instead.
It's supposed to be so annoying in a game like this, where you know you've won it in a way, but AUI is still stalling it up with these stupid creeps.
Foxy's going to try and hunt him down.
Or hunt the Harpy.
Or hunt the Harpy down and make sure the next wave is protected. You got to bodyguard your creep waves now.
This is what it takes. This is what it takes. Oh, the Hadouken from behind. Draws the aggro.
Oh, he drew the aggro away. Now Boxy has to run back again.
You should have been more diligent. He's going to ult the Hadouken.
That's right. Focus fire him down.
And that's sad.
He doesn't even get the CS because then AOI is just like, okay, new creep.
Gonna send it right back. Oh, he almost got his courier with the wolf. Boxy's losing his mind right now. He's gonna ward this up, I'm telling you. He's gonna drop some obs down here.
Yeah.
He'll kill the wolf.
I just can't believe he hasn't, like, run into... Like, how did that Radiant scan miss?
Oh, there's a Centaur now.
He scanned that area, and then all of a sudden AUI pops out with a creep. He's like, what the hell?
So frustrated by this.
This
They're
guy...
just gonna cut all the trees.
No way. Are they gonna think he TP'd out?
He's gonna get a courier. Oh, almost. He actually would have had it. He messed it up.
Dude, AY is still there.
Why would he leave?
Oh my god.
I mean, if
he's
he
gonna get
leaves-
the 24-minute spawn.
Liquid. You know he's here. You know he's here. Dude, just go. Just
Like,
ward it.
there's another creep. No
Okay,
way.
they saw him. They saw him. He's gone. He
An
is gone.
attempted TP out. AUI a little too cheeky for his own good at this point.
Enchantress has been eradicated. All
Hey.
slapped all around. It only took 2 minutes here.
Sad part is, with the IO relocate, it wasn't even that much space for Tundra to work with. As Skeeter pops his head out of the base for a little bit of farm, immediately gets it chopped off.
Did waste a lot of time on this Aegis.
He did.
There's only 2 minutes left. So technically, 2.5 of that. There's still a Satyr here.
He cut the midway.
Oh, this game is so silly, man. I'm glad AUI is not playing professionally anymore.
What do you mean? You're not playing anymore. You don't have to deal with it.
I feel for the sanity of all these players, though. He must be enjoying himself.
Oh, 100%.
Like
That's why I'm surprised he didn't buy the shard, honestly. I would have invested everything just because the way he's playing this game. I thought getting 2 creeps.
I mean, Hurricane Pike is just way too good in this game.
Yeah.
Like, the Hurricane Pikes to push the Leshrac back or push the Bloodseeker back are so pivotal in the high ground defense for Tundra here. As they're going to get caught out of base again. Going to try and save each other, or maybe turn on Mickey.
Yeah, Mickey is actually going to be low enough. He's probably going to die
Is there
here.
an IO save?
The Nation
No.
looking to finish him off, and yeah, no IO relocate. The IO Lesh was still a little bit far away. Now they're going to go back in with that duo. AUI's immediately bursted down by Zine. Now they've caught 9.
Oh, they found
Yours
Boxy.
into the stun. Some of the backline is being decimated right now with the BKB Ursa going to work.
And look at these 4 staffs. They are really proving invaluable for Tundra.
They are chasing in really deep here. Is there any way that Tundra can respond diving past a tier 3 like that?
BKB's on cooldown, Doom on cooldown, and Rage on cooldown. And that is why Nisha pushes the issue, still has this Aegis up. The IO is just really far on that go. Otherwise, I think Mickey can get saved, and that's a disaster for Tundra. Instead, they get some big kills out of it, including that Bloodseeker streak that was 9-0. That is a 2,000 gold kill you're giving away.
Fast break into mid, trying to catch Skeeter, who blinks down, gets the arcane root, now hopping away.
The ballsy move. To live.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This Aegis did not do what I think Liquid wanted it to do here.
No, it
Just
didn't.
at least get like a tier 3 or a team fight out of it.
They lost the mid tower.
Tundra eking a chance here.
As long as they don't run into the Leshrac. Still has another 10 seconds left on the Aegis. That's going to expire.
You got to think about these 4 staffs and the Hurricane on the Doom fighting these fights out. If Tundra can create a situation where they engage back up and Liquid have to run into them, but that gap gets forced between the Lesh and the Sniper, you're in an okay spot.
Yeah.
Still, you're going to have to play around Doom a lot, because Doom is what's winning you these fights. You're catching the heroes from Liquid off guard before the BKB comes out. That fight's a completely different outlook if Mickey has BKB and then he pops it before he hits Doom, for example, or if the IO is there with a reload. That
Yeah,
was
that's
just
the
Tundra
problem,
finding
right?
an opening that should not exist for much longer in this game.
Yeah, the Doom is working for them, but it shouldn't in some ways. Like, there is plenty of answers here for Liquid to counteract Doom.
The IO reload is the easiest one, because what is canceling it in this game?
Yeah.
You have a lift, and that is not reliable at all. So Liquid pulling out an old school Doom counter in this Wisp, and it's been working really well for him as Insania has still had a perfect game here. The only player without a death, 2-0 and 23. Goddamn.
Hell of a performance. And he's gotten a ton of farm as a result. He's going to work towards a Crimson Guard. He's huge.
Why not? It's a great Crimson game. Tiro actually has decent strength gain. And the creep cutting continues. AUI back to his favorite spot. As Skeeter tries
How
to
have they
push
not
through as
warded
many
this
angles.
area yet?
That's what I thought for sure Boxy was just going to drop an obs.
Because he can't do the same sort of thing on the other side of the map, because it's an Ancient can. mean, they push this game late enough, maybe he'll be able to do the same thing.
Radiant's bottom tower
It's a
is
lot
under
harder
attack.
for sure. Which is kind of sad because otherwise he could be taking their Wisdom Rune right now.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Liquid are done with the shenanigans. They have Hex on Zai.
Yeah, waiting for the Blink Hex. Almost catching 9.
And Nine's looking for this Ags, by the way. A very interesting item choice. Not one that is going to make him scale versus these heroes, especially once armor starts coming out. A choice that will help the high ground defense and give them another reload stun, I guess.
Yeah.
Reload cancel.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It feels like a lot of net worth going into an item that isn't changing much of the fight, though.
Back to it, going for the range barracks. And I think Tundra are not like super eager to defend here. AUI pops forward, immediately going to be pounced on, trying to finish him off, but the Force Staffs will help him survive here.
What you have to think
Now
about.
turning fire on to Nisha. Mickey's going to jump forward with his Gleipnir Bloodright. Another Force Staff getting out of range of danger.
Skeeter hasn't even come back to this. This is Tundra saying we're just going to stall out this push. They get a Rupture, gone. Ags finished for the Sniper. So that 1 second Assassinate stun is online.
They didn't even get like focus fire used for a second there. They didn't get a big building off of this.
Well, they got the bigger prize potentially.
He does have BKB. He could just TP out.
It's a big BKB down though, 90-second cooldown. I wonder if Liquid can make anything of it. Just run it back down top, take the fight, knowing that Ursa is. There's no way Skeeter can take a fight without his BKB. Seems impossible. AUI getting chased down. Has a Ogre Sealed Totem on top of Hurricane Pike. Man, the kiting has been on point here for Thunder. At least give him that. And they found an opening. Didn't even have to Doom.
Great pickup. Now they don't have to worry about that BKB timing for Skeeter. There's no way Liquid pushes for the high ground now.
This game is feeling a little weird. I don't know, man. Like, maybe Tundra is truly just the team that will not go away. Still, I can't help but feeling they are getting more in this game than they deserve, and these big kills are worth so much damn gold. They're like 1.5K, 2K each. You're getting levels on some of these Tundra cores. Level 21 for Skeeter.
Uh-oh, Skeeter. I think they might run into him here. They spot him.
He has no BKB.
No BKB, but a turnaround. They do have Doom. Do they get the relocate
There's
out?
no reload.
Yeah, he's going to play for it. A lot of heals coming out, so they're actually fine. No need to relocate away. It was on cooldown anyway.
He has a full Shiva's
Jeez.
on the track.
Yeah.
He's so damn tanky.
And they're going to head back. Check out the Roshan pit. It's not actually up.
There's
Need
a
another
Tormentor.
minute for that.
I mean, if Tundra get this Tormentor, that's pretty decent because they have not gotten any of this game.
Yeah, that'll be another save, potentially. Or it's another creep for AUI, or no, Little Friends.
See, that's why you don't buy it. AUI knew he's going to get it.
Yeah, that's true.
Now I have achieved my final form.
Just imagine if Snaking got that shard, though, in these fights where there's just like 5 different Force Staffs all going off, and then
he
there's
wants it bad this game. The thing is, you kind of also want to save buybacks here. It's another big shard for Tundra to help fight out the fights, and they're staying in this game. The gold lead has stayed flat for 10 minutes here. Impressive in its own way, considering the game state and how much Liquid snowballed this early game.
I almost want to see, maybe I'm a little bit of a sadist here, but I kind of want to see Tundra just all into like the dirtiest turtle lineup you could possibly imagine, and just see if they could break Liquid that way.
What, just first phase sniper arc warden?
Yeah,
Go screw yourself. Support Zeus techies and I don't know what else is in there.
Yeah, maybe some big team fighter like Enigma or something.
Yeah, sure, we'll throw him in there. Tide Hunter
Radiant
with an
are
Ags.
scanning.
I mean, Snaking has this split earth. That's another reason to get that shard. Like, you have the telekinesis save. That helps your high ground defense even more if you get this split earth.
Yeah. He's thinking about it between that and Blink Dagger right now.
And buyback. You always have to consider saving those up for your high ground defense on top of everything else. Psychic Headband, another little gap disjoiner here.
Mm-hmm.
They really are playing towards what is working for them. And it has kept them in this game, giving them a chance.
Whoever wins this series, they may just be out of gas by the time the grand finals happens.
Yeah, who's really winning here? Probably Gaiman.
Yeah, Game is just sitting back there. This is the life. Enjoying the Bali weather, watching 2 teams drive each other mad.
Struggle in the dirt. in the mud with neutral creep dragging. IOTP on this outpost. Tundra see it.
Glimmer Cape is
I'm surprised they didn't try and go for that because there's a nullifier on Skeeter.
Yeah, they easily could have had a chance of bursting him down anyway.
It's just so scary when you don't know where Liquid is.
That's true.
And that is a full TP, so it feels like they're all there. Now they're going to smoke up. Look for the jump down mid lane. There is an Aegis on the Leshrac. You do not want to find him. You want to find Timber or Bloodseeker.
Hopefully they don't believe that Timber Saw is real.
Courier got spotted on the ward, so Liquid know exactly where Tundra are right now. That Timber illusion might bait something out.
Jumping forward, Nisha, Shiva's finding Staking. Mickey getting the rupture onto the Skeeter Ursa as well. That's very bad.
Didn't even get BKB off. Nice little combination there. Will open up the high ground. They don't have a wave, however, as the wave is getting cut.
You never have a wave.
You're never going to have a wave at the base this game. 33 did a decent job. There's an Alpha Wolf there, too. And he'll TP bottom with bots and push that in. So can you get anything off this Ursa kill? It is a long duration kill here. 60 seconds still. You have a mid-wave. This should be good enough to get a Rax at least.
100%. With 3 minutes left on the Aegis, Liquid, this could be their chance to close out the game here.
Especially with Aegis still up for 3 minutes on this level 20 Leshrac with a Cloak of Flames on top of that Shiva. He's so damn tanky. Zai gonna poke the jump. He's trying to fish for buybacks here. Gets a Rubik. Not the Ursa. I think Skeeter rather hold his buy than the Rax, honestly.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Nisha, small blink forward.
And there's the high ground defense. It is a little hard to sit here under the shrapnels, under that sniper ult. Impetus, poke you down.
Here goes the rupture. 9. He'll get back to safety. It's just creating a bit of space for Liquid to take the buildings. Range barracks down. Melee soon to fall. Skeeter will hold on to his buyback successfully, but it does cost them quite a bit. Nice deny from 9. Every little bit helps.
Moral victory. Well, they save Skeeter's buy. Lose a Rax. Down 3. Aegis Cheese still up for Liquid if they want to push another lane.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're splitting up at all right now. I feel like it would just be go again, but maybe they just want to play off of the pickoffs. Inevitably, like the game goes later, you get a pickoff, it's more impactful because then they're gone for 60 seconds instead of 40.
I think they're happy scaling this game too.
Yeah, that's true.
As long as Nisha keeps getting farmed. I think there is a point it tips. It's just going to be a very long way away. I just don't know if this sniper is going to have late game impact here, even if you stall it out. Like this Ags Octarine build is a very funky build. I don't actually know if it's doing anything.
Yeah, considering the sustain on Team Liquid.
Yeah, the damage is very underwhelming from this. See if you can land some clutch assassinate stuns. Outside of that, it's just going to be shrapnel and what that does in the high ground defense here. And it puts more pressure on the Doom and the Ursa to carry the weight in terms of damage. Basher up for Skeeter. This is pretty much as good as it's going to get for him in trying to burst a single target core.
But who does he jump?
Not the Aegis Leshrac here for sure.
Zai jumping forward, gets the Scythe onto the Rubik. 4 staffs, getting him away. Mickey has committed his BKB, but 9 is the one in trouble here. Now he does have buyback. He's going to work with that one while Skeeter went straight for Boxy. He got that without using his BKB, so a bit of an upside here for Tundra and their hold of the high ground.
Refresher flies in for 33, makes up for that Doom hitting the Lincolns there on Zai. Still, that's a 9 buyback. Liquid are happy with that. They'll trade a Wind Ranger for the second life on Sniper. Continue to decimate the Tundra economy. There's a ward on this triangle. They see Nisha here.
Opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, they know he's alone. I just don't think you can reach him. That's the other problem with Distract. This hero is incredibly fast on the map with Boots of Travel 2 already up.
Yeah, he's cruising.
Got too many items to use already.
Him and the Bloodseeker, and then you got the IO tied into both of those heroes constantly. Just sitting on top of a hero is incredibly difficult. He needs more stuns.
Well, you're not going to have them unless you get the bash.
You just wait until the the assassinate, refresher, assassinate.
Is that what we're aiming for?
Oh God, I hope not.
I mean, there is War Stomp, refresh War Stomp.
Yeah, that's something. All right, Tundra for the very first time as a team, anyway, on the Radiant side of the map, cross the river, and then immediately go back.
They're just looking for a pickoff. They do not want to take a 5-on-5 out on Liquid side of the map when there's buybacks, when there's a reload save.
Yeah.
That is impossible here. And Nisha is just going to push towards a full Wind Waker. Interesting item choice when there is this nullifier already up on Skeeter, though he can't nullify anything. It's going to be strong. Just being able to move in your own Yules could be pretty nice in these fights to get out of the high ground weird situation.
Or it might be able to save somebody else being targeted.
Though I also think there was a world where you sold the Yules and bought something else, like a Lincoln's or Octarine. I don't know.
Scythe.
Yeah, sure. Another Scythe off the blink.
Never hurts to have more stuns. I like how every single time we get into these games for Liquid, 37-minute rolls around, Ninja Gears everywhere.
Ninja Gear is a free item, right? You can use it, still have another one. And it's just damn good. I mean, Smoke of Deceit is pretty damn good in Dota. It's hard to turn down. I'm unsurprised we see this item a lot, and Tundra are also going to have a couple of their own. In fact, 3 of their own. They also understand its strength.
Only way for AEY to get back out on the map again, you know?
Very true. He's got a smoke over there. Can't be using the team smokes for that. Also gives him a chance to find some solo pickoff here. Skeeter, he's smoked top. Looking at Zai. They have a bots too. Oh, this should be a kill. They just don't use Doom.
And yeah, they used the Doom for it. I was curious if Liquid were going to try and respond with a relocate and fight into that, but they opt out of it.
It's pretty hard. When these heroes have BKB, you're just not dealing that much damage. You can't save him.
Yeah.
And that is a worthwhile Doom, because cooldown's basically going to match the Timber Saws here, so you're not losing anything.
Sure.
And that's a heads-up bots to pick up by 33. It's going to make this solo Ninja Gear smoked Ursa a pretty big threat on the map, especially as Skeeter closes into level 25 here. If he gets that talent, damage goes up with the extra overpower. Suddenly you don't need 2, you only need 1. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And they're going to keep looking. 50 seconds, no Timber Saw. All the Ninja Gears for Tundra are getting them past these lanes.
This is going to be awkward. Roshan could be up right now.
He sees Mikke. They're going to get him again.
Jump on him. Break the Lincoln. Try and stomp him, but he got off the BKB. And now Nisha pushed away by the Hurricane Pike of AEY. Nice play, but Boxy is running down the 9 sniper right now. Jeez, they're just cleaving through this back line, though, so quickly. Mikke, as soon as he gets a little bit of speed off the thirst.
Tundra got what they came for, though. That was the Timber Saw buy, and they got all their cores out successfully.
Yeah.
Pretty much best case scenario you can hope for once Mikke gets that BKB off. Look, we're going to try and take advantage of the fact that both supports are dead here. They'll force a buyback of their own and push Nisha up to this high ground with some Lincoln stacking. Damn, he is tanky. We do have a Doom up. The refresher went out for 33.
Just keep on giving him more and more Lincolns. You have a lot to fight through. 2 at a time.
Now, when does Skeeter want to jump? That's the only question here. That Sniper is not doing a lot of damage.
Blip going to be used last second. Wind Wakering away. Nisha to the safety of the low ground. Refresh those Lincolns and go again. Now he's going to be jumping. Assassinate, ready to go. Instant Hex onto 33 Doom. Skeeter jumps in for Insania, but he's already healed up off the cheese, so he's going to be good. Nisha charging forward with the help of Mikke. They turn back to Skeeter. Deal with him. Immediate buyback from the Ursa, because they have to be able to bail out 9. He needs the help right now with Nisha right on top of him, right next to the fountain. They're going to go for it. Ogre Seal Totem gets AY away, but Nisha brave in the fountain for a moment. He wants all of these kills, and they're going to have him. Ultra kill for him. And Skeeter, the last one, a double rampage for Liquid.
Yeah, why not?
Out the game.
One at 17 minutes for Mikke, one at 43 for Nisha. Starting and ending this game in style. Liquid basically fully controlled that from start to finish, outside of some ratting and a couple comeback pickoffs from Tundra. They were still impressive given their position. This team is just not a team that will ever give up, and probably one of the best at playing from behind. It's just not enough here, and your early game was way too bad. Like that mid fight around that tier 1, just pushed a 5 or 6K gold lead out of nowhere, and you give that to an IO Lesh, they just get out of control. Nisha is 21 and 15 this game, with the most damage dealt and the most damage received. That is a pretty good stat line. Nothing wrong with the IO Lesh in this game, and it's something that Tundra are going to have to think about going into this next draft.
Yeah, think about the IO Lesh, think about the just like IO in general, because it worked well with the Bloodseeker.
Especially versus the Doom.
Think about the early game. And I guess the one thing Team Liquid has to think about in return is all that damn ratting that Tundra is able to do.
Yeah, definitely a lot to think about after that first game of this best of 3 series. Team Liquid take it, and it started incredibly convincing, ended incredibly convincing as well, but there is so much respect given by Team Liquid to Tundra's high ground defense that this game seemed to go a little bit longer than it might need to, but we're going to break the entire game down here. I'm joined by Aurora, Resolution, and Jack. And Rezo, this game couldn't have ended earlier.
I mean, it could have, yeah. They gave too much respect to the sniper, which had no damage items. And
But
could
you
not
think
accept
too
that.
much respect?
I think it was too much, yeah. I mean, they had this burst potential on Tundra, and that's why they were like afraid to go into them. But I think like they have this IO behind the Leshuk, and he would just like hit, and there's like no way that they can just poke with this Leshuk on a high ground. But at the same time, I mean, the respect is needed, right? For the Tundra, they are the masters of the holding high ground and riding the teams. I don't know, Liquid is just like, they're like water. They can just pull off any strat they want and like just play it perfectly as well. Like how? Like we never see this IL edge coming from them, but they executed it like perfectly. Insania never died in this game, I think, on IO. He was like always there. I mean, except that one fight where they jumped the Bloodseeker, but it's Bloodseeker fault. I'm sure he was calling like, guys, don't fight. It's like, oh, I'm dead.
I feel like they might have had some PTSD from the other night going high ground, and I think this fight is like very symptomatic of some of the lineup issues here for Tundra that got exposed even more because of the disastrous laning phase. Like, if you look at their lineup, they have almost no lockdown, almost no way of like forcing Liquid to take a fight on their terms, which means that any of these fights that happen early game in the open on the map are basically like Liquid can sustain and kite all day long against these ults without really worrying about it, and that's how Liquid basically took over the map. I liked Aurora's suggestion before the draft ended of potentially picking up this Wyvern as a mid, just because, well, not only do you have the sort of anti-heal component, but you have like a big team fight spell that can reset these fights, or at least punish Liquid for clumping. They didn't have that component at all, so once the sniper also got destroyed, like Dumpster in the lane, you knew that their map was just going to completely collapse, and you'd have to have some AoE hiding in the trees, desperately trying to rat to keep this game state from coming. So I think it was overall a very good draft for Liquid. I think the if you play Timber, you're probably not worried about this type of like Ursa hero anymore, at least not as much as in the past. And so they also picked that Bloodseeker first phase, discourages some kind of Slark. They banned the Void, which would have been really good against their lineup. I think it was a solid draft from Liquid, and from lanes onward, they executed very well.
I mean, also, like, it was a Nisha show, right? Because, like, he solo killed 9 on the lane, and after that, there's a mid-engagement where they kind of, like, turned on them, and from that point, like, the slash was just too big to handle.
Yeah, but then I'm curious why didn't Boxy just go for the dagger? Because they were leading so much, right? Technically, there's no way Liquid's cores die. Like, they have the A-Gaze, they have IO, and Lush is so big, Timber is so big. Why not just buy dagger on Wing Ranger and, you know,